my goodness. Welcome, everyone, to our Success Mastermind for Monday, the 28th of December. John Lavenia here with so many of the usual suspects. Yes, there they are. Let's look at them. Let's look at these specimens. Of course, we got Kim. Kim, you could drop your hand. Sharon, Ego, back in England. Evelyn, Suzanne. Good to see you, Suzanne. Always in the tropical. I didn't know it was so tropical in Switzerland. That's awesome. I got to look at real estate over there. And I think I see Nikki and Stuart and Adrian and Mark. Of course, Glenn is here. Glenn, looking festive, man. Looking, is that like a Barry White shirt you got going on? That is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom Jones just called a minute ago. He wants his shirt back.
Looking slick, man. Looking slick. Sandy, Carl, Mary, Daisy is in the woods. Evelyn, Jane, Sonia, Lindsay's here. Colin, good to see you, man. Sandra's here. Cyril's here. Robin, Linda, Ivier, and more people piling in as we speak. Let me drop Kim's hand. There we go. So this way I'm not fixated on her digitally raised hand. Good to see everyone. Really good to see everyone. Really, really good to see everyone. Sincerely, authentically, from the heart. It is so good to see you all. How was everyone's holiday? I'll tell you how mine was. We can have a conversation about this. Yeah, I'm seeing some thumbs up. That's good. So I'm here, in case that's not apparent. I'm still here in at a friend's house here in the white wintry north. In fact, we had a fun time yesterday. We drove up towards the backside of Mount Timpanogos. Anyone who knows the Wasatch Mountain Range, Timpanogos is where Robert Redford, the famous actor, set up a ski resort called Sundance. And so we went there yesterday and we had lunch, as it were. Typically, they have a big brunch like buffet and you eat like a slob and everything. But due to the COOF restrictions and what have you, it was I'll try to pull up a picture here. If you wonder why I'm not looking at you, I'm looking at my Mac, trying to figure out how to get a picture up here. But we had we had a nice lunch and we got to. Anyone ever been to the Wasatch Mountains, right, or Salt Lake City? I mean, one interesting thing about Salt Lake City is that you've got these huge 13,000 foot mountains, and then the city is like right at the base of the mountains. Other mountains you could have, like in Denver, people say, oh, Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Yeah, the mountains are way over there. Denver's on the plain, and you could see to the west, there's the mountains. You see them? That's how big they are. And Salt Lake City, it's like you're looking like this at the mountains. It is spectacular. Sorry, guys, I can't pull up these pictures too readily. Maybe they'll show up here on my Mac. You know how it synchronizes between the iPhone and the Mac? Actually, you know what? I could show you a couple things right here on the iPhone. That should work out. It's not going to be as glamorous as actually sharing my screen. Let me go ahead and pull this up just so you get a little bit festive. All right, so here's one at the little coffee house area that they got going on over there. And then here's me at the entrance to the little, look at me in a winter coat. You guys have never seen me in a parka. By the way, that is a true spec. I got this a couple of years ago when I was living here in Salt Lake City. Before I moved back to Arizona, I bought this parka. It's a true spec EWCS or something, like military grade, total badass parka. Look at these skiers hanging out by the little fire, little Christmas tree over there. Very, woodsy, mountainy. And I thought this shot was nice. This is just a look out of one of the windows towards the snowy sitting area where no one's sitting right now. And they store their logs there isn't it like festive? This is festive, damn it. That's what this is. This is, celebrating life. And when I think about one of the things I want to talk with you about today, celebrating life. Oh, here's a shot of my wife and me and my daughter sitting at the table. And they got like rustic farming tools or what have you. Woodworking. Okay. So what I was thinking about is the celebration of life. A lot of times we have, we still on? We good? Okay, great. A lot of times we have something on the calendar that tells us, hey, today's a cause for celebration. Like today in England, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, today is the observed day of Boxing Day in England and other like Commonwealth. No. Okay. Boxing Day is the day after Christmas. Yes. I get that part right? Okay, well, somehow on my calendar, it's showing up, it's telling me, my calendar's telling me that today, oh, it vanished. Okay, never mind. So there's that. So Boxing Day, right? Today's the day that you do the thing to celebrate the thing. And we have these throughout our year, right? We've got these things on our calendar. And I'm thinking, every day that I'm here is a cause for celebration. I think Glenn reminded us of that. Mark has reminded us of that. Plenty of people who are here in our community have reminded us of just being grateful on a daily basis for all that we have. And I know that a lot of times I've attempted to communicate gratitude, not only for this group, which I think is obvious, right? Although I don't want to assume anything, I'm really grateful for all of you. I'm really grateful. And whether you're tuning in live, you're a full-blown member here, or you're just starting to get the message, maybe you're plugging in lightly, cautiously, gingerly, right, via the interwebs, you're just discovering what we do here. I'm grateful that you're in this conversation, because there's other conversations you could be in which are not based on gratitude and what you have and cause for celebrating life, regardless of what the calendar says. There's other conversations, grammatically correct. There are other conversations that you can engage in, that a lot of people engage in, that take them down the spiral. And so I was thinking about all the wins that we've had this year. This is one of our last broadcasts for 2020. And I was thinking of all the wins we've had this year. I certainly could think of all the losses. That's easy, right? Any half an idiot can be negative, right? Anybody, can gripe about things that didn't go their way. And what's reminding me of this is, I just not even 2 hours ago, had a conversation with my daughter about, because, a lot of kids, let me just give you the scene here. 3 boys, age 2, 5, 10, right? Running around, screaming. The 10-year-old's a bit more mature, but the 2 and the 5-year-old constantly fighting, top volume. I bought earplugs. So like that's the environment, right? Lots of disagreements. They took my toy, this toy, that toy, the friggin' toy. And a lot of self-will run riot, as is typical with children who are at the age of reason, or sign whatever caused you to that. But I think we're all natural born narcissists, right? When I was a baby, I wanted milk, right? Milk. By the way, that's international or American Sign Language for milk. It's the first word my daughter learned. Before she could talk, she learned this. Okay. But damn it, I want my milk, and I want it now. And we have preferences throughout life, which change as we go through life. And I'm thinking for myself that one of the things that keeps me sane, that keeps me in present time more often than not, it just started snowing. Look at that. How auspicious, everybody. As soon as I get a few more substantial flakes, I'll turn the camera around. But I'm hiding in a room, and I'm sitting facing a window. So I got a bit of front light here. So this is how I'm broadcasting. There's a couple little flakes starting to come. But I'm thinking about all the things that I can get caught up in, all the preferences that I didn't get. I didn't get my way. I didn't get my way. Anybody ever experienced that? How about all day, every day, right? I didn't get my way. Look, one of the exciting things about life is that we get to solve problems, right? We get to make progress. We get to have effects. We get to cause things to happen, right? And if not for that, my goodness, how boring. In fact, I had this conversation. I don't mean to get too cosmic or wacky with you guys, but I had this conversation with myself. I was thinking about, what if it was just me in space, right, with no other inputs? This is a scary thought for me. I'm just considering for a minute. What if it was just this being floating in space? Because, a lot of us are into meditation and getting into the oneness of it all. Well, what if it was just being, no doing and no having, just being, just being? There's you in space. You don't even have a body. You have nothing, right? Man, that sucks. Is that right? Is that the end goal? Right? No, we want to accomplish stuff. We want to do stuff. What's the point of all this? Right? All this doing this and all this having this. Well, to have the experience. In fact, somebody recently asked me, what's the purpose of life? I said, to have the experience. Otherwise, you just be being, not doing, not having, right? Floating in space, doing nothing. So, my goodness, that's a bit of a tangent. But the idea here is that if I get to a place of remembrance about all I do have and all I can cause, all I can do, right? All the freedoms, all the liberties that I enjoy in my life every day. And yes, there's barriers too. With any game, there's barriers, right? But I think about what am I grateful for right now, regardless of what day it is or isn't. It's Christmas, it's not Christmas, right? Christmas we get one day per year. Hanukkah, I think, is 7 days, right? Other religions celebrate different things, right? And then there's state holidays, and on it goes. Little reprieves, if you will, and it depends on how people interpret this, but little reminders, I think, to celebrate something. So where I'm at today, and what I was reminded of in dealing with my daughter, who was experiencing a bit of erratic emotion and stuff with the randomity of the environment that she's in, was three things that helped me celebrate each day to fulfill the intention of Emile Coué's famous affirmation, every day in every way I'm getting better and better. To fulfill that intention, every day in every way I'm getting better and better. And so I stopped and I thought, all right, I'm gonna instruct this child now, who's 10 years old, right, and is rather reasonable in her thoughts. She's brilliant. I know I'm probably biased because I'm her father, but right, she receives communication well, and she can we can negotiate on things. And I said, you know what? There are three things that I think of on a daily basis that I do, and if I don't do, I get all squirrely. Like a squirrel, like running around, like a 2-year-old boy, right? I get squirrely. So three things. One is proper nutrition. Don't just shove sugar down your throat, right? Avoiding the vitamins, avoiding, spinach, right? No, green vegetables, lean proteins, keep the body running right, feed good stuff, right? Garbage in, garbage out, that whole thing. So like the candy overload has been spectacular to watch. So like take care of your body, right? The other thing would be exercise and rest, because there's two sides of that, right? So while I've been here, by the way, shocking revelation is that, because I didn't know this when I was living here, because I was used to it, elevation definitely takes its toll on cardiovascular. So I'm at about 4,500 feet right now, and then up in the mountains, 7,000 plus. But the cardiovascular, I'm doing some calisthenics, and I was like, man, I'm pathetic, right? What is it that I suddenly go weak? No, it's less air, right? So keeping that exercise and using the body, and this may sound too elementary, everyone, but stick with me here. This is very good. And by the way, we don't need the calendar to tell us that it's time to exercise, right? New Year's resolutions. Oh, on January 1st, I'm going to go get a gym membership. Right? No, just do it. Calisthenics, gravity, body, right? Do something, right? Push-ups, jumping jacks, anything, right? Standing squats. So that, and then the third thing that I told her, which was so, as I heard myself saying it, I was like, yeah, that's right. The third thing is my routine. So we're off routine right now. We're not home. She doesn't have school. Right. By the way, I'm saying this to a child, but it applies to us allegedly grown-ups, us supposed grown-ups. It applies to us as well. What's your routine look like? What's your purpose that you're fulfilling? What dones are you achieving this day? What are you going to accomplish? There's the old saying, idle hands do the devil's work. And so I've got time. Oh man, I got lots of time. How leisurely. I've got time. And yes, there's time for breaks and reprieves and drinking the coconut drinks by the palm trees or whatever. Not that we're doing that here right now. But there's time, in some cases, too much time. What's the old saying? You want something done, give it to a busy person. So what I mentioned to her was, is there something you can get busy with? I know you don't have school right now, like formal school. Like now you need to show up on Zoom or whatever. And the teacher gives you lessons and you do the thing. But do you have like some math, like flashcards or something? Do you have your electronics? Hey, do you want to study ham radio with me? I heard of a 9-year-old who has an advanced license, like way past what I've been studying for. And this is like some heavy duty math, right? Some of you guys know I've been studying ham radio, which by the way, I took my simulated examinations, aced them multiple times, aced them. So I am ready to get on the airwaves, man. Watch out. Here I come. But as you want to study radio with me, and we can get into like math and wavelengths and the conversion of microfarads and all this. And she's like, no, no. Okay, so she wants to have fun, and don't we all? Again, I'm saying this to her, but I'm saying this to myself. I'm saying this to all of us right now. Where's our routine? And have we allowed ourselves to get off routine? A lot of times we hear that people are more depressed during the holiday season, and I would argue, crappy nutrition, no exercise, no purpose, no routine. Isn't that an interesting dichotomy? Here's the most wonderful time of the year. Yeah, okay, right? I say when it's the most wonderful time of the year, and it's when I'm on purpose, when I've got a reason to show up, when I've got something to accomplish, problems to solve, things to do. And so I find myself incredibly grateful for this group, and for this. This is part of my routine. Mark, you've mentioned this multiple times, right? That this is part of like the savers, right? Morning, miracle morning, and yada, yada. You can ascribe whatever, methodologies and labels. But the point is that we're doing something on purpose here, consistently. I know when to show up. And so if I can induce that in others, this is what I'm thinking of what value am I to others, right? Because I want to accomplish something of benefit to mankind, right? That's why I show up every day. Of what value am I if I don't put my daughter in check when she's running wild with her thoughts about all the dramatizations of every problem in the world, when there are people with real problems? Oh yeah, there are, with real problems. We got a lot to be grateful for, right? So what can we do to put in order in our lives? And I'm recommending to her and to myself right now, get into that routine. Do it now. And we've been having this conversation here in our mastermind group. We've been having this conversation for probably 2 months. I'm going back now to October. Was it October? Where I talked about what can we accomplish in these 90 days, right? Like a 90-day, deliberate, purposeful, set targets, right? Measure our stats, right? And then see the increases every day, and every way I'm getting better and better. Look, I'm 1% or I'm 0.5% better than I was yesterday, right? Oh, I just had a win. Let's put that on the board. Let's celebrate life, regardless of what the calendar says. But let's also create urgency, because we know that the calendar isn't infinite. Not while we're walking around in a body. It's not infinite. So what are we going to do right now to celebrate today, whatever the calendar says? I think it was Warner von Braun. I'm not sure if I'm quoting the right guy. He said, God's gift to us is more ability than we can develop in this lifetime. Our gift to God is to develop as much of that ability as we are able to in that lifetime. I totally blew the quote. Sorry, guys. Somebody can maybe look that up. But it's kind of like an expression of gratitude when we take, I'll speak for myself, it's an expression of gratitude when I take my ability and put it to use for the benefit of one and all. That is an expression of gratitude. Like, here's the tools, John. Here's the ability. Here's the mindfulness, the consciousness, the opportunity, the time, right? Here it is. Will you do something with these talents, abilities, these tools? Or will you sit back and gripe about what you don't have? Because you don't have everything. I heard someone say, you can have everything. And I was like, hold on a second. No, you can't have everything, but you can't have anything. So you got to choose. Interesting concept, right? So I don't say that to seem like I'm offering you limitations. I think I'm just stating the obvious, right? So what do you choose? And if you have chosen it, and you'll know that you've chosen it because you'll see your feet moving, right? You'll see you're doing the work, you're doing something, right? And if you've chosen a path in life, a routine, a choice to be healthy, right? We hear from Therese typically on Fridays. We're in holiday mode right now. But we hear from Therese about integrative nutrition, right? Integrating nutrition with the other doingness of life, right? If you choose to work with those tools, I think that's an expression of gratitude. Does that mean you're jumping up and down, bubbly? Maybe, maybe not. Okay. But I'm celebrating today by showing up here and in the other work that I've already assigned to myself today. I've got work to do today, and it's beautiful, and I love it. Because again, idle hands do the devil's work. What's the alternative? Sit here and think about, I mean, there's plenty of time for meditation, and I've done that. Okay. And I'll do some more, but sit here and think about all the troubles. I think it was Mark Twain, Samuel Clemens, your real name, said, I've had thousands of problems in my life, most of which never actually occurred. Perspective. Gratitude. We have gratitude for what we have, not for what we lack. So let's look at what we have and let's express that gratitude. Yes, this is an action. Gratitude is an action. Let's express that gratitude by using the tools. Pick up the saw, right? Cut the wood, do the thing. Guys, that's what's coming up for me today. And I hope you're picking up what I'm laying down, right? Because people can hear this and interpret it different ways. I guess I'll end with, and then we'll open it up. You are so able, and you have so many blessings. You have so many abilities. Express the gratitude for that. How can I show up today? And I guess we can each ask ourselves this: how can I show up today in a way that benefits one and all, and that furthers my purpose, right? That puts stats on the board. I can tell you right now, it's the first Monday after Christmas. The stores are packed. Commerce is happening. People are doing business. Stuff is happening. What can you make happen today? Great question, I think. Of course, I thought it. And with that, I'm going to stop talking and open it up. Open it up for my friends to share. What are you grateful for? And what are you going to do with that gratitude? How are you going to express that gratitude today? Is there something you can do to have an effect? The floor is open. I'm just sitting here looking for hands at this point. So I'll take a sip of this lukewarm, watered down coffee, which I'm grateful for. It's better than not having lukewarm, watered down coffee. And we've got Mark and then Cyril. Hey, Mark, you've got the floor, sir.
Hey, John. Great to be here Monday after the Christmas weekend. As you were talking, I guess I was kind of reflecting on the last 4 days or so with the kind of the long weekend, and I thought, I sat and I watched some games, and I spent time with Josh and Amelia, and we did Christmas together. And I want to thank Sandy. She ended up being the kind of the secret Santa for Amelia, and I sent her pictures of that. I was grateful for that and this whole event. Thank you, Ivier, for putting this together, and those that participated. I guess that's what I'm most grateful for. I walked in this morning, and I was really up. And normally, when I have these mornings, I know I have something to look forward to. I guess I kind of got sort of wrapped up in the everyday life, and I gotta say, I want to say I didn't really accomplish much other than spending time with family, and I guess we could say that's accomplishing a lot, because I get to spend time with family, and the people I love. But I found that when I spend time away and I don't have this morning for me, I noticed this. I noticed not being here. So coming into this, I was really excited about being here again today, and looking forward to seeing my family members and seeing Jamie back. Yeah, with his freaking, his ramp
Jamie
on
here?
his shoulder. Yeah, he's here. So, freaking Stud Muffin is over there after he's been through surgery, and he's right back with us, man. I'm just like, this is cool. So I'm just really happy to see everybody here. And I have gratitude that this now, I mean, I know that it just motivates me to be here with everybody, and it's the reset for the day. And this morning, I have to say, when I first got up, and because I was sleeping in a little bit each of those days, and this morning when I got up, got right on time like I normally do for the normal kind of work week, and I was a little groggy. I was just saying, okay, got to get back into it. And it didn't take very long. I was saying, yeah, now I'm back into this. Thank God I'm back into this. Wow, I'm happy. And then I started thinking about all this, and now I'm happy I'm here. I'm like, well, I'm glad I don't know if I would want to go another week with that taking me down that rabbit hole. I have to be here. It's just this, I need this, man. This is my gratitude. I give gratitude to everybody here, and I all to see all these faces just light me up. I just love seeing everybody here, man. I have to be here. I do. And this just proves it to me. So that's all I got to say. Thank you very much, everybody. And I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and upcoming Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. And Jamie, welcome back. Glad you you had a good procedure and what have you. Love to hear from you. Let's go to Cyril next. He's got his hand up. Cyril, our dancing friend.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Hope everybody had a great Christmas. I just wanted to underline something you mentioned. My mother was basically was in and out of psychiatric care for most of my childhood. And one of the main things that she eventually kind of got to understand, that she eventually was able to instill, was that what they tried to instill in her, one of the main things was routine. As simple as it is, that was a really major part of what they were trying to instill in her, apart from all the other things they were doing. So just a little note that how important it is that it even keeps body and soul together.
Thank you, Cyril. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, we've had there's a lot of schools of thought that have converged here in this group. A lot of experiences, some pleasing, some not, some more resourceful than others. But these observations, when we can look and we can see, has that served me or has that served the person who I observed that with? Allow us to put more abilities, more tools in our tool bag. And right now I'm seeing, oh, Jamie's got his hand up. We're going to go to Jamie. But right now I'm seeing that despite how we approached success before, as a result of masterminding this stuff and reading the books we're reading, which, by the way, we're on Proactivity tonight with Steve Covey, 9 p.m. Eastern. But despite what road got us here, we can, which is the whole point of this group, is that we can take, while contributing what we know, take what others have learned and go so much faster. Is this not the great accelerator? I've often said, and then we're going to go to Jamie, I've often said the fastest way to evolve would be to immerse yourself in an environment where the success you seek is a reality, not just a theory. That's why we deal with what's workable here, right? I don't want to just opine about, my theory about life or something. No, what's workable, right? We can go a whole lot faster when we're in the environment where concepts are proven to work in the lives of ourselves and others. Let's go to the triumphant return, ladies and gentlemen, the triumphant return of Jamie Young. Hello, Jamie.
Easy. Hello, everybody. Good to be back. Glad to see everybody. I've missed this. You have no idea. Listened in a couple times, but it's funny how what your body does. And I know I'm not the only person on here that's gone through any traumatic physical changes from the standpoint of surgery. I know we've listened and heard some stories, but it's amazing what your body does and how it gangs up on the area that needs repair, and how you might something as simple early last week as coming up here to my office and sitting down and trying to answer some emails, and literally 15 to 20 minutes later, I'm in a dead cold sweat, wobbly. I didn't do anything but answer emails. I hit enter. I might have hit delete, whatever. But I wanted to answer. I wanted to just real quickly just touch on your comment about what you're grateful for. And in a comedic sense, I'm grateful for 2 arms. I can tell you that. I'm grateful that I'm right-handed, not left-handed, and the surgery was on the left arm. I can't imagine what that would be like. You learn. You really learn. And I'm going to touch on a little bit of this on Thursday. Thursday morning on the general session. You learn how we're adaptive. And, I remember over the weekend was the most difficult. This was a week ago Friday. And I just remember Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday was the hardest. And of course, you're also on these stupid drugs that I just can't stand, and got off of those within 2.5 days. And once your mind clears, you have a better perspective of what's going on. But you can't imagine how adaptive we are when you're standing in front of a task as simple as turning the water on or wiping a pan down or putting something away, where you go to reach with a hand that you might normally do, but you can't. I can't tell you how many times I've had something in my hand, my right hand, and it slipped, and I went to catch it with both, and the expletives that came out of my mouth after that, because the jolt to my shoulder, and you'd like we talked about, you should always be positive, but it's hard to be positive when you do that over and over again, and you're just so angry at yourself but it's all reflective, right? It's or reactive, excuse me. Anyway, I'm just grateful to be here. I'm grateful that this went well. I'm grateful that I have you guys as a support mechanism. I'm grateful to be able to, I know others have gone through, like I said, traumatic things in their lives, not just surgery. It's all over the board. And I want to speak to some of that on Thursday a little bit, and hopefully we can get some good interaction on it. And good to see everybody. Thanks.
Thank you, Jamie. And thank you for continuing to show up as a guy who demonstrates strength and insights here. And so I think you're getting some insights physically, right? I mean, that's always, and you've got an athletic background, right? So your use of the body is like a big deal. It's not like you're a guy, at least not how I picture you, who just sits around and loafs, right? So pretty, contrasting, pretty easy to see. Wow, this left arm. So really glad you're here, man. And,
let me just add one more thing. The biggest challenge was having to sit around, because that was part of the rehab. Don't do anything. Don't get up.
Right.
Take your arm out of this sling for 4 to 6 weeks, which I think is BS. I'll find out more from the physical therapist. But all of us probably don't sit still much, and to have to sit still much. And I'm not a big TV watcher, but I can tell you I've watched just about anything that's worthwhile on Netflix, believe me, and then some. So that big struggle. Again, I'm going to hit on some of that on Thursday. So yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. We've got Virginia, the cookie master, and then Evelyn, Madam Chop Chop. Look at all these. We got all these code words now. We got our own language going here, Virginia. Tell us something good.
Well, I just want to say I am so grateful that it is snowing in Denver right now, because I'm staying here and working from home and not going out in that snow to do my nursing visit for today. And I've got that flexibility. So I'm very grateful for that. The second thing I just wanted to mention was how this group had just the mentality, what I've learned, what I've been reminded of that I've known for years and years, carried me through this weekend, because you think when you're doing KDP publishing that it's all just a piece of cake, and you're not dealing with suppliers and shipping and all that hassle that all you guys are going through. But I found out on Christmas Day that Kindle content has taken my ebook off the market. They didn't touch the paperback, but they blocked the ebook. And I didn't see that email. Long story for that reason, that I had 5 days to sort of tell them every reason that my book wasn't public knowledge, public domain, public whatever, So instead of getting upset, I just thought, it's just a part of business. They run all books through content review about a month out anyway. And if they come up with any questions, they're going to email you and say, hey, you got to give us this answer. So it was the mentality of thinking, as this is just a part of business. This isn't a personal affront. This isn't, something that, oh, poor pitiful me, nothing like that. And I just sent him another email this morning saying, you have to be very specific of what it is you have an issue with, because there's 55 recipes, there's all these pictures, there's all this history, and I did everything the right way and ran it through copyright, searches, and licensed all the photos. So what am I missing? Where's the issue? And so I think it's because of having been a part of this for 6 months or whatever that allows me to just look this, okay, this is just one more business thing. Don't get upset because that's going to attract negativity into your life. You know, and I'm real good at that. So just take it with a grain of salt, brush it off, deal with it, move on. You know, they didn't take the paper. I mean, at first I'm like, oh my gosh, who's, you know, did I piss off the seller? What am I doing? You know, what happened? And because the paperback is still up, it's just the content review. So anyway, I know all of you have dealt with suppliers, as I said, in shipping and labels, and so much frustration that would have made me pull my hair out. So Kim, I know what you've been through trying to get your products up and going, and Sharon and everyone. So I'm just grateful for the mindset of this group to keep it business. Don't let it worry you. Just keep going. That's what I wanted to say.
Thank you, Virginia. By the way, your book was spectacular. We've enjoyed at least 3 of those recipes already. So, in fact, I think we're making pinole cookies here tonight. So
I can't find any pine nuts. So I'm thinking of trying the roasted pumpkin seeds on the outside and seeing if that would work. Give it a different twist. Oh, look, he thinks that's blasphemy.
who's who's in Virginia's area who can run some pine nuts over to her house?
It's $5 for this tiny little bag, and the big bags are all sold out. So
You got the almond paste, right?
Right now.
Yeah, all right. Stuart's on the way with pine nuts. Very good. All right. Let's go to Evelyn Melendez. Then we got Kim and Stuart and Glenn. Hey, Evelyn.
Hey guys, I hope you all enjoyed your holidays, your Christmas. I know we did. We came to Houston. We spent time with my son that came from Denver and my daughter. We're at her house, and you're going to meet my grandchildren later. But I wanted to take a moment to, again, say thank you. You guys know I keep on saying thank you for everything, because in a moment's time, our life can change. You guys may have read that Miss Gail fell and broke her shoulder. Unfortunately, this is her left shoulder. She broke it in 2 places, and she also bumped her head. Okay, they put 2 staples on her head, and they did a scan, and they found something. They don't know yet what. I hate to be the bearer of, kind of news, but, guys know I stay in contact with everyone, just to make sure that they're okay. She's fine. She's responding to me. She sent me a message that said, I broke my left shoulder and had 2 staples on my head. They also saw something abnormal on my brain when they did the CAT scan. My doctor says she's not worried about it, but will order an MRI. They have not called her yet, but I will keep you guys posted. She's not typing too much. I told her I was just going to be checking in on her, and as long as she tells me she's okay, because I don't want her, to be typing when she's not feeling well. But if you guys can send her some love, that will be awesome. And other than that, don't forget to have the grandchildren come and join us in the hospitality room at 1:00 Eastern. So we can have them say thank you and enjoy, see, what they got, and say thank you. More importantly, EVA, right? That's what we want. We want them to learn how to be grateful for everything that they got. So if you guys want to meet my grandchildren, come and join us. That was it.
I'll be there. I'll be there. It is on my calendar. So as soon as we wrap this up, we'll get over to the hospitality suite and we'll have a little festive time with the kids. Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you for checking on Gail. I was not aware of that. I've been pretty much offline for a couple of days.
I know.
All right, beautiful. Let's go to Kim, then Stuart, then Glenn. Hey, Kim Brown.
Hello, everyone. Hope everyone had a great Christmas, and good to see you all. I just want to say how grateful I am for this group and the confidence that it has brought me. I just had a very small group, my mom and my stepfather and my daughter over, and my daughter's been going through some stuff lately, and we had a very, very close relationship. But anyway, she's been going through some stuff. And so, and lately it's just been like kind of a, butting of the heads. And so I just feel like because of this group and the confidence that it's given me, she came in this year and just was like I could just tell she was ready to just go at it. And I just thought, I just want to show her love and kindness. And I said, you know what? I said, let me grab your coat. I said, let me get your coat. And I took her coat up and I said, I just want to tell you I love you and Merry Christmas. And that was it. Boom. I mean, that was just a total like shift, and just being grateful. And it just allowed her to be who she was, me to be who I was, and we had just a marvelous time. So I just want to say, I really feel like this group has helped me to be able to do that rather than be so staunch and like, strong in my thought process and what, I believe in what I think, and just help me to, anyway. So I want to thank you for that. And I just want to say how grateful I am for all of the Secret Santas in this group, not just for my grandchildren, but for all of them. Just to think of the fact that there are, we're strangers. Do you know what I mean? Like even though we know one another, we really don't. We're strangers, right? And to think that a group of strangers, has the heart and the compassion and the integrity, and the follow through to reach out to children that they don't even know and to want to bless them. So I'm very grateful for that, not just for mine, but for all the grandchildren that receive something or children that receive something. And then I'm thankful for the consistency of this group. I too, like Mark, am so grateful to be back here daily. The last 5 days I've been out of sorts. It's like, oh my God, what do I, it's like I wanted so desperately to get on and check my emails and do this, do that. And nope, I'm not going to do it. But this keeps me grounded. This helps me to stay focused in my day and say, okay, chop, chop, as Evelyn would say, and, get on the things that you need to take care of. So, so I'm very grateful for that. And one final thing, I'm grateful for, Virginia's cookbook. I bought my mom the cookbook, and my mom loves biscotti, and she's a much better baker than I am. I'm a good baker, but she's a much better baker than I am. So I'm looking forward to whatever it is she bakes out of that cookbook. So I can't wait. So grateful for that.
Go with the pinoli cookies. They are perfect, absolute perfection. Just like when I was a 7-year-old kid growing up in New Jersey, and I'd have the pinoli cookies from the Italian bakery. Exactly that. Exactly right. So awesome. Virginia nailed it. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Kim. Strangers, huh? Is that what I am to you? Am I a stranger?
Well, I mean, honestly, it's really and truthfully, if you think about it, we've really never met one another, right? So,
right.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is, my wife was a stranger at one point, and you know what? I've made millions of dollars in sales with people who I've never met in person over the internet. Right? Here's the guy over in Europe, and he does the thing, and so what's also interesting about that, Kim, and everyone, is that like if right now I showed up in Denver and showed up at Virginia's house. Once she called off security and realized who it was, I'm sure it's like, John, how you doing? Come on in. Oh, I just made the cookies. Right. So how much of a stranger are we really? Right. I mean, when you know a person, the person maybe not, physically, like sometimes people, when they meet me in person for the first time, like at an event, and it's on stage, right? And there's John, right? And I come out, and then, maybe I'm out in the, meeting with people, and they're like, the number one reaction I get from people, oh, I thought you'd be bigger. So there's a 5'6.5" Italian guy, right? So, but I got this big commanding, beingness or presence on the interwebs, right? And all that. So, me, you may not, I'm 175 pounds. People sometimes think I'm going to be like Jamie. I picture Jamie. Now I could be shocked. Jamie could be shorter than me, probably not. But I picture Jamie as like the 6'3" mountain of muscle, right? Like Joe friggin' Hercule Rock or something. And am I right, Jamie, or am I making that up?
Some truths, some falsehoods.
Yeah, but like, yeah. So, but besides the physicality of it, no, we're not strangers at all. Kim, I know you better than I know most people. So,
well, you bring up a good point, because I think about years ago, I used to be intimidated, like by, I guess, authority figures, and definitely like by my pastor, things like that. And I've come to the place in my life that's you have to realize we're all people, whether you're a pastor, whether you're, a colonel, whether you're an author, or, we're people. People are people are people are people. And yeah, we need to embrace that. And
thank you.
That's
well,
it.
I embrace you. I embrace you as a
I embrace you.
friend. Thank you, Kim. All right, we got Stuart and Glenn, and then Virginia's up again. Hey, Stuart.
What's up, stranger?
Hey, stranger. Actually, you know what? If I don't hear from somebody for a while, that's how I greet them. I'll text them on Skype or, hey, stranger,
Hey,
what are you
stranger.
doing?
Absolutely. Yeah, I would agree with you, John, that, even though we haven't met, I wouldn't consider any of you guys strangers. Kim, I do understand, maybe the criteria could be different in terms of, meeting somebody in person between, or face to face on a Zoom call like this, but I wouldn't call you a stranger either, Kim. So cheers to all you guys for sure. I wanted to say I'm grateful for 2020, as screwed up as this year has been, as challenging as this year has been. I'm grateful, right? It's offered me challenges to learn from, opportunities in terms of new ways to support myself and my family. It's given me the ability to take a season off from my very physically active and demanding career that I don't know if I would have been able to do. I might have walked myself into a wheelchair without having to take this year off. So I'm grateful for all these opportunities. Of course, I'm grateful for my family, my lovely wife, Leah, my son, Sasha, my other son, Zach, all the support that I have on the home front. But also to you guys as a community. I'm just super grateful to be a part of this community and to have all you guys here. And I got to give props to the Magnet, right? I got to give props to John Lavenia, and thank you, John, for creating this forum, but for also for your enthusiasm, for your encouragement, for your belief in all of us, right? And for showing us that there is a way to success and positive self-image and being and doing and having more, as you like to say, for sure. So props to all of you guys for sure. But again, 2020, as messed up as a year as it was, and that we could perceive it, I for one know that I'm a better person because of 2020 and all of the opportunities that it brought my way. And again, that's also opportunities to look at your own shit, to overcome personal challenges and obstacles, right? It's been a blessing and an honor to watch all of us level up over the last 6 months or whatever it's been. Can you guys believe that it's been whatever? I mean, when, some of us got on that call, those first calls with John back in March or April, man, I mean, it's just unbelievable. And then, I wanted to just hit on a couple of points. John, first of all, your enthusiasm this morning was just amazing and contagious. So thank you for just getting on this Monday and really bringing it. Because I think there's a tendency this time of year, and maybe you were hitting on that, to like not do anything, right? This sort of, and it's a cultural push, or maybe it's just a personal, habit or whatever. But there is this sort of like, oh, it's the end of the year. Oh, it's Christmas to New Year's, don't do anything, take a break, whatever. And it's, I agree that it's a wonderful time to, to liege and to be, with our families and recreate and all these great things. But, like most of you guys, I haven't taken a day off, right? I mean, even if I spend some time doing this or that, I'm working every day on my business, and I know you guys are too, right? It's a constant adjustment and a constant level of attention that we need to keep going. You were talking about, just having things to do. Yeah, man, I got a list of stuff to do, and I'm getting busy after this call. And I know that we have our e-commerce at 3 today. I did want to mention that, we're doing another UK friendly e-commerce session. Today, we're going to do something different. We're going to do like a listing optimization clinic. We're going to take one of our members' listings, and we're going to see what we can do to improve organic rankings and sales and PPC and things like that. So tune in for a cool, unique session today on e-commerce. You talked about your daughter's first words. right? It was milk. I grew up in the mountains of New Mexico in an old A-frame. I didn't grow up. I raised my children in the mountains of New Mexico in this funky old A-frame cabin that had no heat source other than this old barrel wood stove, which was fired up 24/7 all winter long, 10 or 15 cords of wood, winter kind of thing, blazing like red hot. So my kids' first words, both of them, hot, hot.
Mm.
Right. And then you drop something about beingness, right? And it really got me thinking, right? Because of course, as someone who, is a thoughtful, introspective, meditative person, right? There is that trap of just getting stuck in your head. But as you were talking about that, and, what if you were just floating in space, in the void, in the ethers, right? And immediately I hit on, that's the beginning of every creation story, right? Infinite intelligence is in the void, kind of bored, right? Like, all right, I got to do something, right? So if you're floating around in the void, right, that's a call to creation, right? Every creation story, right? So what do you do if you're floating around in the void? That's when infinite intelligence decides, or, as above, so below, right? That's when we make a decision. Oh, well, I'm going to create something, right? And so I was inspired by that. And then, he talked about remembrance, right? And I was sitting outside with Leah the other day, and I live in one of the most beautiful places in the world. I really, really do. And I'm grateful for that, right? See how easy to forget, right? All these things, right? And so for me, just like everybody else, I got bills, I got mortgage, I got this, I got that, whatever it is, right? And it's so easy to forget are the things that are blessings in our lives, right? And so I look up and I see the mountains behind my house. And sometimes, like, after just kind of being in my head for a while, and then I look up and it's like, all right, be grateful, thankful, remembrance. And one last thing, I read something the other day about being grateful for your bills. Speaking of bills, right? And this concept of being grateful that you have the ability to pay your bills, being grateful that that you have a situation where you have things in your life, as opposed to a mindset of having an adverse reaction or a negative reaction to that. So I just thought that was cool. Anyway, thanks to all you guys. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. God bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Stuart. Great perspectives, as always, from the Llama King. And we got a couple minutes left, and then we're going to jump into the hospitality suite. Let's go with Glenn, and then we're going to wrap up with Virginia. Hey, Glenn.
Yo. I'm going to wrap this up.
Looking sharp, as always.
Thank you. This was one of my Christmas presents from my lovely bride.
Oh, yeah.
You got it right this year. You want to see another?
Sure.
2021 calendar.
Oh, man.
Of course. I'm telling you what, boy,
Wow.
Anyway, 2020 has been a pretty amazing year. Mostly in good ways. It has taught us a lot of important lessons. 2020 has taught me that, well, first of all, I'm really, truly grateful to have been introduced to all of you. This is an amazing group. It is refreshing for me to see a group of people who have not forgotten how powerful they are, as John likes to say. And the whole mission of this group, right, John, to reactivate cause. And we are doing that on a daily basis. And it's grateful and it's wonderful, and it's gratifying to see. For me personally, the couple of lessons, important lessons that have been taught to me by 2020. Number one, nobody gets to take away from me my ability to accomplish what I want to accomplish. No person, no institution, no circumstance gets to take my power from me. And that's a lesson that I think every one of us can take home and take over into 2021 with us. The other thing for me, 2020 has taught me that when I make a plan, set a vision, cast a vision, set a goal, make a plan, stick to the plan and execute, I can do anything. as all of us can. Case in point, thanks to all of you, and thanks to those who've chosen to partake and participate and go on the journey with me. My book is officially an Amazon bestseller. I tracked it, number 7 in the world in Star Trek series books. Holy moly. And really what that means to me is that, more than anything else, that there are people in the world who see the same vision that I saw, which is enormously gratifying to see. So the lesson for me for 2021 is cast a vision, set a goal, make a plan, stick to it, and execute. You can do are you listening? Are you hearing me? Anything we set out to accomplish, we can do. And that's where I'm going with 2020. Who's coming with me? Happy holidays and Happy New Year. Back to you, John.
Thank you, Glenn. This is just the beginning. Here we go. So let's wrap up with Virginia, and then we're going to go on to the hospitality suite. Hey, Virginia.
Very quickly, what's the name of the book? I'm trying to find it.
Who, mine?
Yes, yours.
All I Need to Know About Success, I Learned from Star Trek.
Oh my gosh, that's a long title. Okay, I just pulled up Star Trek books. All I need to know. Okay, I'll look for that.
Yeah,
So happy for you.
It's in our Facebook group as well as your
Awesome.
book should be, Virginia. And it's under the topic of members' products. So anybody who's got a product on Amazon, you published a book, you did the widget, whatever you got, put it in the Facebook group and tag it as members' products so we can find, our preferred, points of shopping.
That is actually what I wanted to speak to, is because we have the ability to support one another, not only emotionally, sometimes financially if we want to purchase a product, but also to look and see and make reviews. I was going to suggest some avenue where we run this group is great. I didn't see that on there, but anytime anybody launches a product, I would like us to be aware of it. So is that something that we put on? I'll have to look at the Facebook group and see how that works.
Yeah.
Evelyn, you got any guidelines on that for us?
So sorry, I missed your question. I was talking to the grandchildren.
On product launching,
Virginia?
when we launch a product and we want to know about it, and so that we could get support from one another.
Yes,
John says
Virginia?
it's on the Facebook group.
I did it
Correct.
myself. I put my book up there and then I just tagged it with, as John said, the tag members products. And there it is.
Yeah, just do @members products. So it's highlighted and it comes up.
Okay, I'll play with
All right.
it. Does
And
everybody know
if
that?
you have a hard time, let me know.
Okay,
Just
so
message me.
everybody's got to get their products on there.
All right.
Super. That's
Yay.
exactly what I wanted to talk about. Thank you. Wonderful session today.
All right.
And one more thing, you guys, please be careful when you're reviewing products. If you're buying anything from our friends, fantastic, but caution with the reviews. Okay, please,
We
because
can
you don't want
expand
to
on
be.
that. Yeah, we can expand on that. We're out of time right now.
Yes, let's go to the other side.
But thank you all for a great kickoff to our week. We're going to start this week in 2020. We're going to end this week next year. So get excited. Get excited. It starts now. I will see you all in a minute and a half. I'm going to have a quick potty